But I think this is kind of moving the ticker mark a little bit more towards worry. Not complete chaos, but a little worried. A little bit more worried.
Why are you worried? I get the feeling that we're gonna do a little good cop, bad cop. You're gonna go with the worry route, and I'm gonna try to give hope to the masses.
Well, because we were talking about this right before we got on, and you were looking at the release schedule for the DC movies.
Schedule in air quotes, because aside from Wonder Woman, Justice League, who knows, and Aquaman, I'll give DC those 3 movies because it does look like they're moving along. But other than that, I don't know what the status of those other movies are. And
that's my point right there. That, I mean, this is probably going to be a standalone movie, but they've yet to establish this universe. Sure. And I think
what do you mean by establish? Because I know what you mean, but I want people listening to know what you mean.
Well, basically, the mythos of all the movies being interconnected. One of the wonderful things about the Marvel movies is they're all interconnected. Some more than others, but at least there's some sort of timeline that makes sense. Like, no one can say, oh, these Marvel movies, like, it doesn't make, like, I'm confused as to where we're at or what exactly is going on. Pretty much, it's the MacGuffin of the Infinity Gems. They pretty much introduce them, or there's something about that in every Marvel movie.
There's an ongoing story thread, an overarching plot. But DC doesn't necessarily have to do it the same way.
They don't, but those of us, which were you and me, that saw Batman vs. Superman, they're doing something like that. They're doing something where it's like, something big is happening. Here's Steppenwolf, and here's some weird dream sequences. Are they real? Are they fake? What's going on? I'm pretty...
It was fake.
Huh?
But it was a dream. We just don't know what it was about.
We don't know what it was about, but... You know, we know Darkseid's going to be involved in all this.
Sure.
And we're pretty sure that Wonder Woman is going to allude to something at some point in time, some sort of artifact that's tied into this overall mystery, this overall storyline that the Justice League have to go ahead and fight. But I think we're past the point where... Actually, no. I'll take that back. You could make standalone superhero movies, and I think I would like to see some. Not everything has to be interconnected. But I'm pretty sure, I'm betting money that DC is going to try and connect everything. Like I said earlier, they haven't really established, in my opinion, this universe. Now, Man of Steel I thought was fine. It established Superman. But then, for me, Batman vs. Superman was a huge trip, or trip up. I don't want to say fuck up, but I'll say fuck up. I mean, whatever. It's rated R podcast. I'm sorry. It just kind of put everything into disarray for me. You know, whenever you watch any of the major like team up movies in Marvel, and no, I don't want to keep comparing both of the movies, but there's really nothing else to compare them to. But even like the worst ones, like the worst major end of a phase, like Age of Ultron, it still moved us forward in these stories.
Sure. I mean, don't get me wrong. Age of Ultron did have its poo dream sequence also. Because that Thor...
Oh, yeah.
That Thor, where he's like, oh, yeah, I'm just going to send this magical pond here, and I'm going to have a vision. You're like, what?
Oh, yeah.
Like...
Absolutely. I mean, I think Age of Ultron is one of the weaker Marvel movies.
Agreed.
But I think that overall, the piece that fit into the larger puzzle did its job.
It set the what's the word? The tone for Captain America: Civil War.
Yes,
which is arguably, I mean, I think that a lot of people would agree that it's probably one of the best movies that Marvel has dropped thus far.
It's definitely top 3 in my opinion.
Yeah, I would probably put it in my top 3 also.
But
another idea for another podcast.
Another idea for another. But we have Superman. We have Batman vs. Superman, which was a huge slip up. So where are we right now? I mean, I guess Wonder Woman's supposed to be a standalone, and then we're going to have Justice League coming out this year. Who's the villain for that again? I think
for Justice League?
Yeah, didn't they reveal it? Was it Steppenwolf?
It's supposed to be Steppenwolf, yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I just feel like they're going to... they've messed it up already. Like they weren't able to do it right the first time. And Scott Snyder's doing he's doing Justice League, right?
Zack Snyder?
Zack Snyder, not Scott Snyder.
I think Scott Snyder's a comic.
Yeah, he's the writer.
Yes.
So yeah, it's he's already not proven to have been able to do a good job before. He's gonna have to handle a number of characters, and he's gonna have to introduce a new plot, a new threat, a new villain, and try to tie that, or hopefully tie that to the next movie to move this whole DCEU forward.
Right. I mean, that's the thing. Like, that's where my issue lies. I think is that, you know, and let's both of us admit. I mean, I don't know if you have. I'm pretty sure. I know I have. I haven't seen Suicide Squad. Mm-hmm. That's because literally, as intriguing as the Suicide Squad, you know, in the comics is, I had like that movie. I had no desire to see that movie. Like, it's not even. This is even before the reviews came out. Mm-hmm. I just didn't have a desire to really. It just didn't appeal to me.
Yeah.
And you know, to each his own. You know, I could understand if somebody, you know, didn't want to see a Marvel movie. Like, I could understand people not wanting to, you know, to see Ant-Man or something like that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's a problem that I didn't even feel that it was necessary for me to watch Suicide Squad in order to get, like, you know, more into this, you know, DCEU.
You know, wow, it's funny you mentioned that. I completely forgot about Suicide Squad. I mean, like, I wasn't even really thinking about it.
I mean, a lot of people, because, I mean, to DC fans, a lot of DC fans, that's arguably one of their favorites. Because, you know, while critically Suicide Squad got a lot of hate, mm-hmm. I mean, when you look at the audience perception, it got a lot of love. You know what I mean? It got high reviews. So some people might look at Suicide Squad as a saving grace. You know, especially, you know, for I ain't gonna front DCEU movie fans or DCEU fans. Right now, they realize that critics aren't on their side. Mm-hmm. So they're gonna look at it like, how do I feel about these movies?
Yeah.
And that's all that's gonna matter to them. And I can't really blame them for thinking that way, because for them it's like, you know, this is all I got.
Gotcha.
This is all I got. And you know, I'm gonna do me by loving the movies I want to love and keep it that way.
It's just so, like I was saying, nothing. I mean, I don't know. People are gonna strongly disagree, but nothing about this DC universe is really compelling. I guess ultimately what I was trying to get at, besides the Batman movie, me personally, that's really the only movie that I really wanted to see. I kind of want to see Aquaman because I think, you know, I like the darker. He deserves a chance. Yeah, he deserves a chance, and I like the darker tone that they've taken with him in the comics. Like, I really dug Aquaman in Flashpoint, and you know, they're gonna have. Hopefully, they'll have something similar to that. Not where he's going around and having wars, but obviously, it's gonna have something to do with him uniting the seven seas, seven kingdoms in the seven seas, and blah blah blah. And he looks like the type of character, from the little that we've seen in the Justice League trailer, that he doesn't take anybody's shit.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, how do you feel? Are you still interested in the DCEU moving forward? Do you feel that they've established, I guess, like a plot, like an overall thread that ties these movies together, that makes you want to watch Wonder Woman, then Justice League, and then this, and then that? People don't have to do everything that Marvel does. But like I was saying, I want to check out every Marvel movie because I know every Marvel movie is going to add another piece to the overall puzzle, which I know some people might say is a negative, but it's only a negative with the movies that weren't that good. And again, in my opinion, there haven't really been any stinkers coming out of Marvel. I've heard some people, you know, hate on Age of Ultron, which I can understand. I thought it was some people were hating on Ant-Man, which I actually liked. Some people were hating on the Thor 2, The Dark World, which I thought was I didn't think it was absolutely terrible. It was just kind of forgettable. And even so, I mean, that movie, more than some of the other ones, had bigger implications in what was going on with the Infinity Gems. Mm-hmm. But it's just, you know, I missed it on Suicide Squad because I felt it was kind of inconsequential when it came out. Wonder Woman. I mean, we're hearing all sorts of crazy things. I guess I'll give it a chance. Justice League. I'm not even really interested at all. I haven't liked any of the trailers for Justice League.